The Hofstra community practiced its First Amendment rights last week.
A Hofstra student is making the academic buildings her canvas.
And we sit down with a cappella champions. All that and more happening at and around Hofstra today.
Welcome to another episode of Hofstra Today. I'm Alex Bukowski.
And I'm Sarah Whitman. Alex.
Sarah.
It has been so long since we've been here.
How long has it been?
It's been since Valentine's Day.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah.
Ugh, I've missed it. I've missed you.
I missed you as well.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Sounds good. We are saddened to announce a member of the Hofstra family and NBA G League guard Zeke Upshaw passed away on March 26 due to heart disease. The 26-year-old collapsed on the court while playing for the Grand Rapids Drive. The basketball player played one season with Hofstra as a graduate student. He led the Colonial Athletic Association with 19.8 points per game for Hofstra during the 2013 to 2014 season. Upshaw was hoping to sign a contract with the Detroit Pistons. Hofstra today sent its condolences to Upshaw's family during this difficult time.
Following a national search that included a committee of Hofstra faculty, administrators, and students, Hofstra University has hired Mark Lukashevich as the new dean of the Lawrence Herbert School of Communications. Lukashevich has won 10 Emmy Awards for his work as a news executive at NBC. He's also worked for ABC as an executive producer for Good Morning America. Lukashevich says he is thrilled to help launch a new generation of communications professionals. His tenure will begin on July 1st.
Hofstra is buzzing with political tension that hasn't been seen since we last hosted a presidential debate. A statue on campus portraying a controversial founding father has students protesting for its removal. Let's take a look.
Basically, I wrote an editorial for the Chronicle. I said, here's the statue, and it's really unfortunate that it's here, and that this is the first thing students have to interact with when they wake up in the morning. I basically circulated a protest kind of stating my feelings, citing a lot of sources. I cited the Thomas Jefferson Foundation themselves, so if you disagree, you're disagreeing with Thomas Jefferson.
This is what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
When I first heard about it, I wasn't originally going to get involved. I disagreed with it. I feel the statue is a very good conversation starter about the history of America and that it should be up. Even if you ignore all the facts that Thomas Jefferson did for the country, it should be up for that. However, when me and several other people would put our dissenting views, such as on Facebook in the comment section, to the group that was putting this together, we were lambasted as white supremacists. We were met with insults, threats, all of these kind of various things. And that really kind of inspired me to realize that this conversation was really one-sided. The other opinion wasn't being heard because our opinion was being silenced on there. So I felt that I needed to get out there and start helping the other side of this conversation be heard.
Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
We're having a meeting with the president of the university on April 9th. So hopefully that goes really well for us, but it might not, and that's all right. We'll just do another protest.
I think that it went really well. A lot of people came out. A lot of people had the courage to speak up, even though they may have been met with disagreement. So I think that that's always a win, regardless of the cause. So we're just going to keep making noise and agitating because, we're serious.
We'll be right back with more Hofstra Today.
And I can't change, even if I try. Even if I wanted to, my love,
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Now we go to Danny Kosick with an update on this erratic spring weather.
Thanks, Alex. Be sure to take an umbrella if you're heading out today, as we can expect rain throughout the day with a chance of thunder and lightning. There will also be southwest winds of up to 35 miles per hour. We will have a spring-like feel to it, and the high temperatures will reach 65 degrees before dropping to 34 degrees. Now let's take a look at how the rest of the week will play out here in Hempstead. The sun will come out tomorrow, but the wind will stick around with speeds of up to 20 miles per hour. We can expect a high temperature of 49 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. You will need your raincoat again on Friday, as there is an 80% chance of wet weather. Friday will be windy as well, as wind speeds will reach 25 miles per hour. The high temperature will be 60 degrees before dropping to a low of 38 degrees. The temperature on Saturday will be a high of 44 degrees with a low of 34 degrees. Precipitation will continue dropping from the sky on Saturday, as there is a high chance of snow. The sun will return on Sunday with a high of 47 degrees and a low of 35 degrees. Sunday will be a breezy day with winds of about 10 miles per hour. That's all for your weather forecast. I'm Danielle Kosick. Back to you, Alex.
From Will and Grace to Roseanne, classic shows from decades ago are making widely successful comebacks. We spoke to Hofstra students about timeless shows they'd like to see return soon.
House, The Jetsons, and Miami Vice are just some of the shows slated to come back to the small screen thanks to the riveting machine that is the world of television. We're here to ask Hofstra students what they think about this new trend and what shows they want to see come back to their TV sets.
I've seen actually a couple episodes of Fuller House actually.
How was it?
It was pretty good. You know, I see what they're trying to do, but you know, can't beat the original. So like I kind of stopped watching that. But I liked it. I mean, it was alright.
I loved Gilmore Girls. I binged Gilmore Girls within like a couple months, and so I was really excited to watch the revival when it came out. And I also watched Fuller House just for the nostalgic aspect because I loved that show growing up. And I think it's really fun just to see revival shows and see like what they come up with in the future.
I watched Fuller House. I was not impressed. I was a very big Full House fan growing up. I watched it every day. I watched every episode at least 10 to 20 times. But Fuller House did not meet my standards.
I'm really hoping for a Seinfeld comeback.
Oh my God, if they brought Mad Men back, I don't know what I would do. I don't think I could handle it, honestly.
Roseanne's coming back as well, and they killed John Goodman off when it was previously airing, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. It'll be interesting.
Well, there you have it. Those are the TV shows that Hofstra students would like to revive. I'm John Sinelli with Hofstra Today, and see you next time.
Hofstra PRSSA's regional conference, Here, There, and Everywhere, PR Through the Generations, will provide an inside look to how professions in the field of communications has evolved over the last 50 years. The conference will celebrate PRSSA's 50th anniversary this year. On Friday, April 20th and Saturday, the 21st, attendees will have the opportunity to tour notable offices in New York City, network at a mixer in the Empire State Building, and attend workshops, panels, and more. Tickets will be sold starting Friday, April 13th in the Student Center. Tickets are $45 for non-PRSSA members and $35 for paid PRSSA members. You do not have to be a PR major to attend.
Right now, Hofstra is going bald. It's time for Hofstra's 10th annual St. Baldrick's Foundation fundraiser, sponsored by Hofstra and its roller hockey team. All proceeds go to childhood cancer research, and it's one of spring's biggest events. Hofstra has raised over $200,000 for St. Baldrick's Day so far and is looking to add a record-breaking amount this year. There's still time to join peers and get your head shaved, volunteer, or simply watch in the Student Center atrium.
Join Hofstra's Departments of Labor Studies and Women's Studies as they present a panel in honor of Equal Pay Day. Working women in the public sectors, are their jobs at risk? We'll analyze the future of gender-based wage gaps in the wake of the government movement towards deregulation and privatization in public sectors. Karen Fernbach of Hofstra's Law School, Nara Higgins of the Public Employees Federation, and Shital Patel of the New York Labor Department will all provide their insight and experience. Catch the panel in the Cultural Center Theater next Tuesday from 11:10 to 12:35.
Join Hofstra colleagues for the first ever Shoot for Change conference on Tuesday, April 10th from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The conference, titled Shoot Local, Change Global, is an initiative of Shoot for Change's brand new New York chapter, composed of Hofstra students and professors who became acquainted with the group during a 2016 study abroad trip. This one-day conference brings together photographers, storytellers, and visionaries committed to raising public awareness and social engagement through visual media. Highlights include a 360-degree immersive video panel and a Skype visit with a woman currently hiding from the Guatemalan government in New York City, which ties into the overall theme of the international refugee crisis. Join Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer Greg Marinovich, New York Times senior photographer and writer James Estrin, Shoot for Change founder Antonia Amendola, and more to celebrate the resilient spirits of photographers determined to make a difference one click at a time.
When we return, we'll be joined by members of the Hofbeats.
Every year, almost 40 children die of heat stroke after being forgotten in a vehicle. In 70-degree weather, it takes only minutes for the inside of a car to heat up like an oven. At 104 degrees, heat stroke begins, followed by loss of consciousness.
Yeah. Should go an hour and a half or so.
Leave without your child. Live without them forever. Look before you lock. Brought to you by Kids in Cars.
Welcome back. We're joined now in the studio by Courtney Cox and Connor Martin of the Hofbeats. Welcome, guys.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Now, you guys have had a very exciting semester. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, okay. So basically last semester, we entered to be in the competition, which is the ICCAs. So we were actually starting preparations as early as November for that. So it's been a crazy semester. So we went to quarterfinals, and then we also won first place at our quarterfinal, and then we got to advance to semifinals, which was actually this past Saturday. So it was really cool.
That's really exciting. And what goes into preparing a set for something like the ICCAs?
So I'm the music director, so I run everything and rehearsal and everything. And we arrange a set as early, like she said, in November, October even. And we have countless rehearsals, at least twice a week, if not as much as 4 to 5 times a week. Wow. We actually came back a week early before classes started this semester. We call it boot camp for Hofbeats. And yeah, it's just a lot of like fun, but also rigorous work, I guess you could say. It's all a huge learning experience, but it's pretty crazy.
That's so cool. So how was winning the quarterfinals for you guys as a group? Was that like a crazy experience?
It was like totally indescribable. I don't think anybody expected that we were gonna win. I think that we just went in being proud of the product that we made. So when they called our names, we all just started sobbing. We were totally emotional, and it was just so cool to see all the hours that we put in and all the hard work that we put in actually pay off. And we were all pleasantly surprised, but it was really reassuring to know that like our work was going towards something, and that we accomplished a goal that we all wanted. So it was cool.
Definitely. Now, what were the semifinals like? Was that like an entirely different experience from the quarterfinals?
Yeah, well, the quarterfinals were at Monmouth University, so the theater was about 700 people, but we performed in the Kimmel Center in Philadelphia over the weekend for semifinals, which is 1,500 to 2,000 people. It's basically like Carnegie Hall of Philadelphia, so much bigger stakes. The stage was huge. We all had mics. But it was an incredible experience. I actually start the set. I'm the first one to turn around and look at everybody, and it was a lot to take in. And it's a more like advanced stage of the competition, so we didn't like win any special awards or place, but the fact that we even got there and like performed with these incredible groups was a milestone in itself for us as a acapella group here. It was the first time too moving on. So.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any goals now for next year after you've accomplished so much this year?
I think it's just building upon what we already have. I think, well, he's graduating, but I'm the president currently, and I'm a junior, so I have one more year to try and make some changes. I think that we just want to keep rolling with building our musicianship and building our performance aspects so we can just give audiences the best performance that we can give. So we want to do the ICCAs again. We want to try and collaborate more with other groups that are on campus and off campus just to do more events to not only promote ourselves but to promote the great music that all of these a cappella groups are creating.
That's so cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I just want to say, I hope one day we can go and see you guys perform. I know it's been a really exciting season for you guys. I want to just ask one last question before you guys go. Like, what's your favorite song to perform? Because I'm an a cappella man myself. I love it. It's so exciting for me to hear other a cappella people.
What are you thinking?
I think my favorite one at this current moment that we have is, because it's so fun, we have Bye 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 by NSYNC, and it's great.
Oh,
it's
that's classic.
Yeah.
And that's a throwback.
And then even more of a throwback, we're doing a Journey song right now called Separate Ways, which is from the 80s. And
such a good song.
Yeah, it's like a parent favorite. So that's my favorite for right now. It's really fun to
play. Now, do you choose all the music that you guys do?
We as a group, most of the time, decide on what we want to do. Very rarely do I find a song and I say, I have to do this, I'm going to arrange it. But this past season, we all collectively agreed on what we were going to sing in the ICCA. So it's always a fun and the decisions are always together. That's why it's special.
Well, as I said, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope we get to see you guys again. And now it's time to find out what's happening on the island this weekend.
Are you thinking of going to the movies on Friday? What if you could see 2 movies for the price of 1? This Friday, April 6th, the Stony Brook University Stoller Center will be having a spring film showing, beginning with The Post at 7 p.m. and Molly's Game at 9:15 p.m. Tickets are $10, so grab your popcorn and enjoy the shows. $10 too much? If you're looking for something free to do this weekend, head on over to Fire Island National Shore for the Pick It Up Coastal Cleanup. Join the Riverhead Foundation for Marine Research and Preservation this Saturday from 10 to noon. If you can't make it this weekend, they will have another event next month on Saturday, May 5th. Are you a fan of car shows looking to buy car parts? This Sunday's Long Island Car Show will take place at the Penny Saver Amphitheater in Farmingville from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They will be collecting 400 different models and selling car parts. Tickets are just $9, and the event will feature food and live music. Now it's time to meet Haley, a senior fine arts major from Colorado.
My name's Haley. I'm a fine arts major, and I painted the mural in Gittleson Hall. The paintings on the southern stairwell I just helped with. Another student, she was the one who designed that, and she hired me on as her assistant just to carry out that. And then she transferred away, and so they had another stairwell that needed painting. And because of the work that I did there, I started working with one of the advisors of the biology department, where they commissioned me to do the different organisms that the different professors were studying. So each of the different landings of the stairwell was a organism that a different professor studied. So I worked with the different departments there and to decide which ones I'd paint. And then I designed it and then painted it. My favorite organism that I painted, definitely the scallop on, I think it's the second floor. It just has all of these like little speckles and details. Very tedious to do, but it ended up being one of my favorites. Throughout my time here at Hofstra, I've been able to explore all different types of mediums. I'm a painting major, but I really like incorporating sculpture into my work. And so I created a sculpture piece that led into a whole body of work based on knitting and incorporating the craft and the community of craft into the art. Upcoming this year, I'll be planning my senior thesis exhibition show, and that'll be at the end of April or early May, and I'll have a show and display my artwork. So yeah, I'm excited about that. After I graduate in May, I want to move into the city, either in Brooklyn or Manhattan, and work for an artist.
And now it's time to take it off campus with our national news anchor, Emily Bravo.
Schools across Oklahoma are closed for the 3rd straight day as teachers continue to go on strike. They are demanding higher wages and more funding for classrooms. A group of more than 100 teachers and parents plan to begin a 7-day march today from Tulsa to Oklahoma City to protest low school funding. Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin signed a bill last week which provided a pay raise of 15 to 18%. But educators say it's not enough. The state's largest teachers union has not said when the strike will end. Teachers in Kentucky also protested this week in the state capitol in Frankfort after lawmakers passed cuts to teachers' pensions. West Virginia teachers were the first to strike earlier this year and continued for 9 days until a 5% pay raise was passed. Arizona teachers are also considering a strike to demand a much-needed salary increase. A BuzzFeed News investigation revealed that the dating app Grindr has been sharing users' HIV status with third-party companies. The data Grindr shared with outside app optimization companies includes the date users were last tested for HIV, as well as those users' GPS data, phone IDs, and email addresses. While most apps share some user data with third parties, it is not clear why Grindr sent users private health information. Experts are blaming lax encryption practices. Grindr has announced that it has stopped sharing data about users' HIV status, which the app's terms will reflect in the next update. A woman recently identified as Nasim Agdam opened fire at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California yesterday, wounding 3 people before killing herself. Police responded to multiple 911 calls from employees starting at around noon on Tuesday after the fire alarm was activated and gunshots were heard. The 3 wounded, 1 male and 2 female employees were taken to San Francisco General Hospital. Agdam was a YouTube user from San Diego who had expressed extreme frustration towards the company to her family in the weeks leading up to the incident. A website linked to Agdam implied that she believed that YouTube was filtering out her videos, preventing her from getting views and earning money from her content. This story is still developing. That is all for National News. I'm Emily Bravo. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks so much. Don't go anywhere. Hofstra Today will be right back.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
One in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Now it's time for entertainment with Bradley Clark.
Well, thanks so much, Alex. Hey, if you want some Irish heritage on a Hofstra stage, then I've got the show for you. Tomorrow night, Larry Kerwin is performing his one-man show, Ireland, A History in Song. And he's coming from a career as a playwright, author, journalist, radio host, and band leader. And Kerwin will bring his Irish history to life with a performance featuring original music, as well as excerpts from his 16 plays and 5 published books. Ireland, A History in Song will take place at 6 p.m. in the Student Center Theater. And are you in the mood for some more European culture? Well, if the answer is yes, head on over to the Joan and Donald Schaefer Black Box Theater to see this weekend's performance of a greatest Spanish tragedy, The House of Bernarda Alba. The story follows a wife and 5 children participating in a traditional 8-year mourning after their husband and father's death. This passion-filled play is running this weekend and next weekend with performances at 8 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays and at 2 p.m. on Sundays. Tickets cost $10, but as I've said time and time again, 2 tickets are free with your Hofstra ID, so go check that out. And finally, this past week, Hofstra's museum opened a new exhibition called Portfolios 2, Offset Lithographic Prints. This exhibition is second in a series that highlights print portfolios and photographs from Hofstra's permanent collections. These pieces are unique in that the artists created their prints by experimenting with a commercial press. The exhibition is open until July 27th, so you've got plenty of time to go check that out. And that's all for your entertainment. I'm Bradley Clark, the Bradster. Have an entertaining afternoon, everyone. Alex, back to you.
Always a good time with you, Bradley. We'll be right back with a sports update from Jordan Chacon.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
And now let's toss it over to Jordan Chacon with sports.
Hofstra women's lacrosse sophomore Alyssa Perella led her team to victory Thursday night against New Hampshire with the final score of 17-7. Totaling at 9 points with 6 goals and 3 assists, put Perella at the top with the most points since 2015. The win was also Hofstra's 3rd straight win, improving their record. The ladies will be back in action Friday, April 6th, where they will take on Elon at the Colonial Athletic Association starting at 5 p.m. The game will be aired at the LAC Sports Network as well. Hofstra women's softball team had quite a victorious weekend last Sunday, taking not 1, but 2 wins home in their doubleheader against UNC Wilmington at Bohoshi Field. The ladies totaled 6 home runs, 2 of them being grand slams for their 14-1 win and 18-0 win. Senior Brittany Aloka was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a home run. She nailed her 103rd career walk, making her Hofstra's new all-time leader. This past weekend, they clinched another 3 wins, and this afternoon, they take on Binghamton at the Bill Edwards Stadium in another doubleheader. Hofstra men's basketball senior Rokas Gustis stood out in the Reese's National Association of Basketball Coaches College All-Star Game this past Friday in San Antonio, Texas. With 10 points and 11 rebounds, Gustis helped lead the West team to a 98-94 victory. He ended his career with 1,184 points, ranking him all-time in the Hofstra history, and 1,305 rebounds, ranking him first in all-time in Hofstra's NCAA Division I and second all-time in CAA. That's all for sports. I'm Jordan Chacon. Back to you, Alex and Sarah.
Thank you so much for that update, Jordan.
Great.
Alex, I just want to say before we close out the show, you had a great interview.
I did. You know, I want to go over there. I want to make some of our own a cappella music. We'll get the whole team over there. I could be the bass.
Yeah, there you go.
It'd be great.
You said you're an a cappella man.
I was in high school. I was like way into a cappella, and then I got out of it. And I don't know why. After that scintillating interview, I need to go back.
Man, you know, I always said that I wanted to join an a cappella group, but I just didn't have the time. But I like to sing on my own, you know, annoy my housemates and stuff.
Jordan, how about you?
I love to sing, but like you, I sing alone in the shower when my roommates are gone.
That's where the acoustics are best. You got the sound bouncing off, you got the water coming down. It's great. I sing in the shower all the time.
It's the best place.
I think it gets you cleaner.
What?
Yeah, like you're washing to the beat of the music, you're loving it. More a cappella groups here. That's what I know we have more on campus. We've got the Dutchman, we've got Sigma Capella. We need to have more.
Yeah, we really do. But I love the presence that we do have. I love going to the concerts. I love that it's so prevalent on campus. So anyway, thank you all for watching Hofstra Today, and that will be all. Be sure to follow us on social media at Hofstra Today. We have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And happy spring, everyone.